Welcome, fellow recovery pilgrims. I'm Jonathan, and in this recovery discovery session, I want to talk about telling your story. Your life is a story, but addiction can write some pretty awful and painful chapters in that story. But still, part of recovery is discovering the freedom and power that can come through telling your story. So I want to share with you 3 key principles to telling your story well. First, own what's yours, release what's not. 2 things are true of every addict: pain received and pain inflicted. If you're in recovery, you got hurt by someone along the way. So tell the truth about what happened to you, but don't own someone else's brokenness. But also, in your addiction, the choices that you have made to be selfish, that's hurt other people. And this is the part of your story that you need to own and take responsibility for. Be truthful about the whole history of your story, so own what you've done and work to forgive what others have done to you. Secondly, your story is not just about you. Recovery is a paradigm shift from being self-centered to being part of a community. Therefore, your story is valuable to others in recovery. And part of telling your story can be personally cathartic, like a way of getting out what you've carried inside. But another part of your story is invitational, letting others in recovery know that they belong with you in the community. Your story can give courage to someone who's struggling to decide if they should go all in with recovery. It's good and healthy to share with others what we have experienced and what we're learning. Finally, highlight God's bigger story of redemption. Recovery is about restoring us to God's good design. We were meant to live in freedom and hope and joy. When God's grace penetrates our hearts and His love transforms our minds, recovery happens. And this is the greatest story worth telling. Sharing your story is a way to highlight God's bigger story of salvation. Let your story be a springboard for others to encounter Jesus. Ephesians 2 reminds us, "But because of His great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in transgressions. It's by grace that you've been saved." Are you willing to share your story with someone who needs hope or encouragement? What's blocking you from telling your story? Ask God for boldness and wisdom to tell your story to the right people at the right time for the right reasons. Thanks for listening. If you have a recovery discovery you'd like to share with us, please send it to recoverydiscovery@puresexradio.com or text it to 210-549-8748. And until next time, keep pressing on.